Israelis are marching through occupied East Jerusalem as part of their so-called Flag Day celebrations. It marks Israel's illegal occupation of the area after the 1967 war. Crowds have made incursions into the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. Now, in recent years, thousands of people have joined the march through the city, waving flags and chanting racist slogans. Well, these are the latest live pictures we are getting from inside Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. It shows there, that's what I was referring to, and we can see there Israeli forces detaining a Palestinian man inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. And just a reminder, Benjamin Netanyahu's cabinet has banned Al Jazeera from reporting inside Israel, which is why our correspondent Imran Khan is in the Jordanian capital for us, Amman. You've been at many previous flag marches, haven't you, Imran? Is the violence that we're seeing today, is that any different from previous years?
Well, the short answer to that is yes, this is a much more violent Flag Day march than we've seen in previous years. The language, even before the flag march taking place, had changed. The participants were saying that on October the 7th, Hamas called their attack on Israel the Al-Aqsa floods. We are calling this a flood, it with Israeli flags. Almost as soon as the ultra-nationalist people arrived into occupied East Jerusalem, they started attacking Palestinians. Young kids were attacking older Palestinian women. We've seen pictures of that. They were attacking shops. They were running into the shops. The police simply lost control. The Israeli police simply lost control. In fact, what they did was they asked the Palestinians to simply shutter their shops because they couldn't control these people. In previous years, what we've seen, and I saw this last year, I was live on air and I was being spat at, I was being insulted as I was trying to report from that flag march at Damascus Gate. This year, journalists have been attacked, but not just Palestinian journalists. Israeli journalists have also been attacked. These people are in effect saying and celebrating the fact that they've occupied East Jerusalem. They say that this is our territory, that you're not going to have any part of this. In fact, we want rid of every single Palestinian. So it's not just the language, it's not just the violence, it's the fact that the police are only ever, and they've done this in previous years, they've only ever arrested the Palestinians. The police aren't there to protect those being attacked. They're there to try and keep control of the attackers. Indeed, so far we've heard that 3 Palestinians have been arrested, and you just perhaps mentioned there live on air a 4th one getting arrested. We saw that live on air. This is the way it is from now on. Last year when I was covering the flag march, we were talking to various different political analysts from various different parts of the world, not just from Israel itself, and they were saying that actually this is much more indicative of what Israeli society looks like. It is a much more openly racist, a much more right-wing society than we've seen before. It's backed up by the police, as we've seen the evidence visually on our screens. Like I say, the police aren't there to protect those being attacked. They're there to stop, to try and keep control of those doing the attacks. Last year, and we've seen this again this year, we've seen people with guns pull those guns on young Palestinian men, simply just trying to protect older Palestinian women, older Palestinian men from being attacked. So it is a much more violent protest. It's a much more vocally racist protest. We've seen the crowds chant "Death to Arabs" in mass, en masse, they've been chanting that. So it is something that perhaps we haven't seen before. Yes, there is anger from these people after the October the 7th attack, but there's also support for the war that's going on. Even when you ask them if this is a genocide, and people in the Israeli media are asking the ultra-nationalists that, they're not just talking about genocide, they're saying we need to just go in there and flatten Gaza completely. That is the attitude, and that attitude is now being translated into violence against Palestinians in occupied East Jerusalem.
Thank you for that, Imran Khan. And it's also worth reminding our audience the reason Imran Khan is not there inside Jerusalem is because Al Jazeera has been banned from reporting from inside Israel.